72-hour Shootout virtual watch party. I am Jennifer Beatty Yen. I am the president of the Film Lab. We are doing our first ever virtual watch party. So it's going to be a wild ride. Please put up with us. We may have some technical issues. It's going to be really fun. Yeah. All right. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm sure you all know, the Shootout is an annual global filmmaking competition. Now in its 15th year, we bring together filmmakers from around the globe to give exhibition, distribution, a voice, a platform for faces and stories that are too often silenced, marginalized, and stereotyped by the mainstream media. This is your chance to tell the story you've always wanted to tell, to show the faces you've always wanted to show. We are going to announce the theme of the 72-hour Shootout tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which starts the clock ticking. Filmmakers, you have 72 hours from that point to create a short film of 5 minutes or under, original entertainment content, not documentaries, and it has to be based on that theme. All right, so I am going to now introduce the amazing, fabulous 72-hour Shootout coordinator, Khadijah Brown, and you may know her as the Film Lab social media coordinator, and Nikki Core, who I'm sure you all remember from Immigrants We Are Them, They Are Us project. Now I'm going to crawl under the table to get out of the frame.
All right, see you later, Jen.
See you later.
All right, howdy folks. How is everyone doing today? We are super excited to finally be here today, Jen. It took us a lot of prep, doing a lot of work behind the scenes, but here we are, and we are so excited to unveil the theme in about an hour.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel really, really good.
Yeah, I know, right?
Woo!
I know. Finally, you can put faces to the emails you've probably been receiving from us, right?
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, I hope you guys are all excited because we are too, and we're just ready to start this.
I think so too. I just wanted to say that as an actor myself, I am super thankful for competitions like the Shootout and for organizations like the Film Lab. Right, celebrating diversity. Who would have thought? It's such a great idea. And the thing I love about the Shootout is the fact that it promotes diversity. We want new faces, we want new voices. And it's just a great opportunity to get those people in front of a camera, maybe even behind it. You know, I'm an actor. So, you know, typically I'm in front of the camera. I just think it's a great competition, and we're super excited to see what people will bring to the table this year.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. And I applaud all of you for being here, seizing the day, seizing this moment to participate in this event. You know, it's so big and it's so important to spread diversity and awareness.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we're just so excited to hear your stories, what you guys have to come up with. And
There's an earthquake.
Ha!
Remove the camera.
Now we're here to going to show you the first video for tonight,
Yes.
and it's about what Shootout is and some Shootout inspiration.
Please enjoy.
Please enjoy.
So like Jen said, this is a real guerrilla effort. So what we're gonna do, in fact, feast your eyes on this bad boy.
And this is
Oh, perfect. Alrighty, folks. Hopefully you saw that video and it provided some much-needed inspiration for you guys. It's going to be a terrific weekend. I actually just want to go ahead and take a moment to acknowledge and thank all of our amazing sponsors this year. Organizations like the Film Lab and competitions like the Shootout would not be possible without the generous donations of so many amazing organizations and individuals who donate their time, their space, etc., etc. So, kudos to those of you who support diversity in media. I'm just going to go ahead and read off the list. We would like to thank ABC.
Woo!
NBC. Oh, look at that.
ABC,
ABC, what a fantastic network. NBC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Way
NBC. Oh man, here's another sponsor that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Backstage Magazine.
Backstage,
Backstage.
we love you.
I use their services all the time. I love it. Oh.
Can we add something super quick?
Absolutely.
So, just in case, I know there was a lot on social media today about actors, getting actors, and Film Lab. I'm being given backstage directions. Film Lab is a code you can use on backstage.com to create a casting account to cast at. It's a little last minute, but you have a day that you're going to be writing your films. You can still cast in a day. So if you still need actors, you can use the Film Lab's actor directory, which is on our website, or go to Backstage. They have so many actors, and use the code FilmLab for completely free casting services. Woo-hoo. Okay, bye.
Awesome. So thank you, Backstage. We hope to see some of you guys on there. Another sponsor, Face Off Unlimited. Face Off Unlimited. Those guys do some incredible improv. Go see their show Basu down in the East Village. Basu.
Or in LA.
Or in LA. That's pretty exciting. Next up, we have Hennessy.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need some Hennessy right now.
Yeah, drink a whole bottle of
We didn't
on the camera today. All right, we'd also like to thank the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs.
Yay!
Give a nice round of applause for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, We would like to thank Asian Cinevision.
Asian Cinema.
Oh yeah.
Asian Cinevision. AAIFF.
Asian American
International
Film
Film Festival. That's
Which
right.
is where the premiere is going to be, the premiere screening. So
That's right, July 27th.
27th.
Save the date.
Save the date.
Save the date, folks. That's where you want to be. We also want to thank Winky Lux.
Winky Lux.
Winky Lux.
Oh, makeup.
Glitter lipsticks for some of you. I know
Yeah, we
you
have
guys,
those.
they're excited about
Oh,
their glitter
absolutely.
lipsticks. Cheryl and I are putting on glitter lipsticks right now. You can't see us, but that's what we're doing.
Believe
Our
me,
lips will be lying you.
it's glittery. It looks amazing. In fact, I'm blinded by your sheer beauty. We'd also like to thank the NYWIFT.
Nyrift.
Nice
Nice.
to be here for
We're film and
television.
television.
Awesome,
That's right.
awesome group.
You guys do some good work.
Yeah.
Crossings TV.
Woo!
Crossings TV. Thank you guys for broadcasting all that excellent content.
Always supporting us every year.
Absolutely. Mr. Edwin Wong.
Edwin
Oh,
Wong.
yeah.
Edwin Wong. Bridging Cultures 101.
Woo!
Oh, yeah, we gotta say it.
We're so crazy.
That's right. The New York Film
We
Academy.
love
Yay.
you.
Thank you, New York Film Academy. Hopefully, we'll see some of you guys entering from there. We'd like to thank A4, the Asian American Arts Alliance. Thank you, Lisa. We'll be back soon. We'd like to thank The Tank.
The
Yay,
tank.
Right. Go
Tank.
see a show at The Tank. You owe it to yourself. They do such amazing things.
Especially when they show the film labs things.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Not that we're
yeah.
biased.
Not
No.
that we're biased. we all sort of appeared in The Tank not too long ago, right?
We did.
We did, in fact. We also like to thank My Jenny Book.
My Jenny Book.
My Jenny Book. And last but certainly not least, we'd also like to thank Eiffel TV. Thank you all so much, you guys. Our sponsors. None of this would be possible without you guys. Alrighty, folks, we're going to play a second video now for just a little more inspiration. Alright, folks,
Coming
here
up.
we go.
There we go.
Okay, wow, there's another earthquake.
Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it.
I've seen where unity amongst the races has yielded positive results.
You don't choose the times you live in, but you do choose who you want to be. And you do choose how you want to think.
Keep expanding your horizon.
decolonize your mind and cross borders.
Struggle is a never-ending process. Freedom is never really won. You earn it and win it in every generation.
If you can't fly, then run.
If you can't run, then walk.
If you can't walk, then crawl.
But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward.
The fight is never about greats or less. It's always about people.
We don't let people drive wedges between us because there's only one human race.
We need a political revolution.
Enough is enough.
We are one nation together. We will begin the next great chapter in the American story with 3 words.
That will ring from coast to coast.
From sea to shining sea.
Yes.
We
Can.
I'm leaving this legacy to all of you to bring peace, justice, equality, love, and the fulfillment of what our lives should be.
Woo! Beautiful.
Fantastic. Yeah, that was a really lovely video.
Very lovely video.
Except I think you all saw it backwards, so we
Yeah.
apologize for that.
That's
But, you know,
okay.
first ever virtual party.
If you were able to read that
Press this
backwards,
last,
you know,
you know.
hey, kudos
We're
to you.
just testing you.
So, of course, in addition to all of our amazing sponsors, of course, there are other people who donate their much-needed time. That's right. In about 72 hours, over the next month or so, these people are going to have a lot of movie watching to do, right? And, of course, I'm talking about our 72-hour shootout judges, all of whom are incredible professionals, people who we would like to thank from the very bottom of our hearts, because, again, these people are very busy, right, Kadeja?
They are.
Very busy. They're very important people, and yet they've taken the time to come out, help us watch your movies, and help you guys get to the next level.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, I would like to thank the 2019 72-hour shootout
Let's
judges.
go, Nikki.
All right, folks. First up, we have Marcy Phillips. Thank you so much, Marcy. We really appreciate it. We have Mr. Aaron Ho.
Woo!
We have Miss Kelly Johnson,
Writer for the Blacklist.
Oh,
writer
Yay!
from Blacklist. Incredible. Anthony Wong. Thank you, Mr. Wong. Daniel Sakaya.
Oh, yay, Daniel.
Daniel Sakaya. Of course, another personal friend and mentor of mine, somebody who I hold very dear to my heart, Mr. Arielle Estrada. Thank you so much, Arielle. Hope to see you soon. We'll get coffee. And of course, not last but certainly not least, someone who's been a mentor to both myself and Kadeja while we put together this year's shootout promo, Mr. Sean Scanlon.
Yeah,
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
We've spoken. I haven't actually met Sean in person, so it's kind of nice so he can finally see what I look like.
Kadeja, did you AD Mirror Mirror?
Yes, I AD Mirror.
With Sean.
Yeah,
So you can tell us something about him. A secret for everybody who
Oh, yeah.
Secret.
We're gonna spill the beans live.
No, he's like a great, talented guy. Very, very knowledgeable in the position that he's in as a director of commercials. And yeah, we're really, really happy to have him continuously be supporting us. So thank you.
See,
Your
that's
check's in the mail.
yeah, but see, the thing is, Kadeja, that's no secret. Everyone knew that about
Yeah,
Sean.
everyone.
He's just like super on it. Anyway,
He's allergic to jelly beans.
is he really?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was gonna say, except for all those jelly beans.
All right, Nikki.
All right.
Let's
All right,
get
folks.
back into it.
I just want to say thank you so much to all of our judges. They're going to have a lot of movie watching to do soon. Thank you, folks.
Yeah.
All righty. Now, some of you might be asking, like, why are we running this competition? What is the point of the shootout? So glad you asked. we actually have another video coming up to explain just that. All right.
Great.
I would get comments like, "You're gonna get into acting now when you're retiring?"
People would take trips and wouldn't invite me because they didn't know if I had a passport or not, or could leave the country.
Well, somebody on the subway actually asked me if I was Chinese, and I said, no, I'm Filipino. And he said, but you do speak Chinese, don't you?
If you never see an Asian woman playing a non-Asian role, then that's what you perceive to be reality, whether you're Asian or not.
When I was a kid, I was in a department store with my mom. I was walking around and I walked past an older white woman and she clutched her purse like I was a guy off the street. I was a little kid.
I think that stereotypes inhibit all of us from achieving our goals. They're problematic because people believe them, so they believe that we can't do it. And then they're problematic because we see them and we believe them and we believe we can't do it.
Lose the labels. That was the 2016 theme of the Shootout, and we're really, really happy that it exists. And yeah, now I'm going to introduce Cheryl Davis. She has been a long member of the Film Lab, a talented writer,
And the
lawyer.
coordinator of the Unfinished Works program.
Yes.
Oh man.
She
And she is now writing for SVU.
Are you really?
Yes, she is. Working on a freelance here for SVU. Law and Order SVU. Go NBC! I think the thing about the Shootout is that it gives you the opportunity to tell your story. I wear a number of hats in my regular life. I'm a lawyer, so I feel that I often have to tell stories to a courtroom or to a judge. And as a writer, I tell stories of unwritten tales. People who and characters and stories that you don't often see. I feel that's part of my job, I feel. As a woman of color, as a woman and as a person of color, I want to get more visions of more types of people out there. Like the video said, you want to lose the labels. You don't want to be stuck into these stereotypical visions other people may have of you. The Shootout gives you the chance to tell your story, the kinds of stories that you want to tell.
Oh, Cheryl.
Down, boss.
Very, very true. Very true.
So we're going to see another wonderful video on the topic.
There aren't
Either that or I'm going to start saying Jabberwocky. Oh, Twas brilliant in the slithy toast, a gyre and gimble in the wave. All whimsy with the bark groves and the moon rats outbreak. Beware the Jabberwock, my son. Cut to the video, please.
We are so fascinated, though. We really like it.
It's like, that was amazing.
Alrighty.
I'm Chinese American.
I'm Thai American.
I am Filipino.
I'm Black, Japanese, Mexican, and Cherokee mostly.
My dad is Chinese, and my mom is French-Irish.
Growing up, I didn't see faces or experiences like mine on TV or in the movies.
Sometimes I feel like I don't really fully belong in either of their worlds.
It made me feel very alone, like I was a guest in my own country.
I think it's important for Asian Americans to be both present on screen and behind the camera.
I make my own worlds. I make my own stories.
I hope that the films I make a little bit of difference to audiences who hope to see themselves reflected on screen.
And without representation, we really don't have a voice.
I make films to speak about the things that happen at the margins of society, the things that are strange and compelling, and that help us reflect on our own lives.
Film is the great equalizer. It's the medium that we can all use to tell my story, your story, all our stories.
The Asian American Film Lab and the 72-hour Shootout are incubators for creativity.
If you get a chance to be on set creating, it's one you should jump at.
If you have the passion, if you have the friends, if you're a little bit crazy, then definitely join the 72-hour Film Shootout.
Tell us your story and see it on the big screen.
What's your story?
What's your story?
What's your story?
We all have a story to tell. What's yours?
Now, we're going to
Yes, this is indeed live.
Like I said, this is so live, and we've never done this before. So I am going to tell you something, but what am I going to tell you? I don't even know. Oh, I'm giving you a brief welcome. Welcome, everybody. Sorry, everybody else is doing really, really well. Clearly, like I am not on the ball. No. Welcome, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed all these little short films that we've been playing for you. It's basically just to tell you kind of why we do the Shootout and why we're so excited to have all of you. Every year, the films get better and better and better, and our reach gets wider and wider and wider. We have people from all across the globe now. This was a very small competition 15 years ago with literally, I think maybe just 5 people, something like that, the first year. And it was all New York based. It was great, but it was really tiny. And now it's really amazing to see it having spread across the world. We have competitors from Russia, from Mongolia, from Korea, from Japan, as well as across the country. And that's really, really exciting. It's just really nice. One of our hashtags is Unite, and another one is Stronger Together. And we take that really seriously. It's all about representation, and it's about representation of all of us and returning us to the stories that we belong in, to the stories that are our stories, but that we have been removed from, whitewashed from, silenced from in the mainstream media. So thank you so much to all of you, whether you are simply supporting and enjoying the films, or whether you have taken the challenge and you are actually going to make a film. And I will tell you, so Khadijah and I we thought, we should do something like this. We should do a 72-hour shootout just so we know what you guys are going through. And we did. We did a film challenge that was a 3-day film challenge. Oh my God, we have so much empathy for you now. It was really stressful and difficult. So, yeah, good luck, guys. Really, really well done. All right, now Khadijah has something to say to you.
Alrighty, folks. Actually, it's in lieu of Khadijah, it's actually going to be me again.
It's going to be Nikki.
I'm so sorry, you guys. I feel like I'm
Resemblance is remarkable.
Well, I will say this. So, after you submit all these films, after you work hard over the 72 hours, what's going to happen to them? Well, very shortly after this weekend is over, we're going to submit all your entries over to our panel of lovely judges who are going to take the next month or two to actually review them. Once the judges have made their decisions, the top 10, that's right, the top 10 finalists are going to be receiving screenings at the Asian American International Film Festival next July here in New York City. That's right. That's right. The AAIF, hosted by Asian Cinevision. The AAIFF was founded. I'm sorry, I forgot the F there. Was founded in 1978, and it's the first and longest-running festival in the U.S. to exhibit film and video work by artists of Asian descent and about the Asian American experience. Now, it is over 3 decades old. That's 30 years in the making. And by submitting to the Shootout, you are going to be a part of this long and awesome tradition. The AAIFF continues to be a leading showcase for Asian American and Asian independent film and video. Alrighty, folks. So here's one thing that we would like to let everyone know. As we kind of move into the next half hour or so, we want to take some time to answer any and all questions that you might have about the Shootout, because after all, once 8 o'clock hits and the timer starts, we're basically going dark. You're not going to hear from any of us.
We're going to be drinking.
Oh, that's right. We are going to be drinking. We're going to be having a grand old time. So,
and you won't be.
Yeah, you're going to be hard at work. They're going to be creating some art.
Yeah, of course.
So, if you have any... Thanks, Khadijah. If you have any last-minute questions, anything at all, please feel free to tweet, leave a comment on any of our social media platforms. We're going to be checking them, and we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can in the last maybe 10 to 15 minutes prior to the theme reveal. Because again, once 8 o'clock hits, we're going to go dark. If you have any questions, please send them our way. This is your opportunity to get any of those last-minute details wrapped up.
So one way you can do that, you can tweet them to us at AsianFilmLab right now. If you go to Twitter at AsianFilmLab, you're going to see the, oh dear, my leg is caught in the lights. Don't worry, it's all good. If I move, probably this whole thing's going to crash over, so I'll try not to move now. Well, I try to untangle myself from the lights. If you go to Twitter at AsianFilmLab, just send us a tweet with your question, or you can, I think you can do it right here on the Periscope feed. You can ask any questions you want, and we can answer them.
Yeah, I think currently the camera's set to selfie mode, so I saw something like pop up when I was chatting. So if you did send something in, we are going to check that. Don't you worry. One very important resource for any questions, if you don't get your question answered, or if it's just something that we don't address before 8, please read the rules and the FAQ. Fill out all the forms on the website. They are online at www.film-lab.org. The FAQ is pretty darn detailed. It will probably have the answer to your question. So please be sure to read that through all of that. It's an excellent resource. And please, also, the rules forms as well. We want to make sure that all the paperwork is in order so that you don't get DQ'd and your hard work goes to waste. We certainly don't want that. But who are we anyway? That's right, Ray. Who are we? That is such a great
And that is a deep and extremely existential question for the man who is currently out of frame. This is Ray. Hi, Ray. Everybody say hi to Ray.
Hi, Ray.
So, like Jen, our fearless leader, said earlier, the Asian American Film Lab is a 501c3 not-for-profit that is dedicated to the promotion and support of gender and ethnic diversity in film and TV. We want to do everything in our power to make sure that your stories are told. What is your story? Tell it. We want to see it. Other people want to see it. You want to tell it. That is what we're here for. And is it time for Jabberwocky again? Because I think we're at another pause in our presentation. Let's Ray. Tell us about yourself, Ray.
Well, actually, we have some questions. So,
Okay.
Great.
Questions are good. We like questions.
All right.
And Nikki and Khadijah.
Sure. Yeah. Are we answering questions?
Yeah. Yeah. Got some questions.
Okay, great.
So.
And please, folks, chime in case I.
Nope, I'm gonna sit here silently and let you fry.
Let me fry.
I will help, but I have to read the question. So, okay. So the first question is: can a documentary be submitted?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No documentary.
No, it has to be original content. Actually, Nikki, can you tell them a little bit about kind of just the films, generally 5 minutes and under?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay, so if you don't already know, each film has to be 5 minutes and under. Again, this is sort of a bite-sized sort of entry. I mean, after all, you only have 72 hours. As much as you want to make like an hour-long masterpiece, I don't think it's quite feasible. So again, short entry. Yeah, right. Entry is about 5 minutes or so. Of course, one of the integral rules of the Shootout is that you have one Asian American cast member in a leading role and one Asian American in a behind-the-scenes role, say as a director, a producer, or even a writer. Now, of course, I acknowledge out there that there are a couple people who are triple threats, people who can do it all. And if you have a person who can perform and do behind the scenes as well, maybe they are an actor-writer combo, maybe even a director-writer, that will fulfill both requirements. So one person can do both of those things.
All right. Can I enter more than one film?
Can you enter more than one film? No. Unfortunately, it's going to be a one-shot for everybody.
Well, how about if I have a friend who enters and makes a film, can I work on that film and then also make my own film?
Absolutely, you can. In fact, yeah, you go work, make some art.
Can I submit my film online?
Oh yeah, in fact, that's what you want to do is submit your film online. I think we have like an archaic. Do we even do the snail mail anymore? No, we don't, right?
We can. So
we can.
There's coming back. There's a couple. Maybe you can ask the questions from now on. You want to ask the questions,
sure.
And then we can all answer them. So yes, you can snail mail it in. Although we ask you not to. We usually get a few snail mails, but just be nice to the earth. You can just send them to us at shootout@film-lab.org. A couple things to remember. Your link must be unlisted. You cannot have a public link. We want it via WeTransfer or Vimeo. If the link goes public before the premiere on July 27th, you are disqualified. And people do kind of tattletale, so we'll find out. What else? Let's see. So snail mail is okay, but we prefer not. So just email a private we transfer or Vimeo link. Make sure we can actually download from it though. Make sure we have a download option on there. And make sure you download your forms. There's 2 links to 2 sets of forms. Make sure all of those are filled out and everybody signed their forms because we want a completed package. So you can scan those and send them via PDF. If your scanner breaks, oh my God. You can just go guerrilla like we're doing tonight and just take photographs of it and send us the photographs as JPEGs. That's fine too. Any other questions?
Does my team have to be in New York? What if I live in Canada?
Awesome, Canadians.
If you're Canadian, please submit.
We love Canadians. Canadians are great. No, we get films from around the globe. Anywhere in the world.
I'm not Asian, but I want to compete. Can I?
Khadijah?
Well, you can. But you have to have at least one actor or crew member of Asian descent to be on your team. So, yes, you can, but this is a must, a requirement. You have to have at least one individual of Asian descent in front of and behind the camera in order to participate.
And there's actually a reason for that.
Yes.
So one of the reasons for that is that unlike most other racial groups, even as the Asian American population has increased, our representation has not followed suit. And in many years in entertainment media, our representation actually decreases. We're seen very rarely, and when we are seen, it's very stereotyped. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to invert traditional mainstream casting where, the lead is always a white guy. So instead it's a woman of color, and we're trying to just do that. And also, we've been thinking about adding a little bit more motivation to get some Native American faces, voices, and stories in here too, because they are actually the most marginalized and the least represented of all the groups. Yes.
What releases do I need?
Oh, so many.
Ooh. Well, you need to have so all the forms that you need to fill out is on the website under the Shootout tag.
Just dancing.
Under the Shootout tab on the website at film-not.org. And then when you click that, then it has the next instruction to click on the bottom link that says forms, and you have everything there that's available to you. Do not miss any single one of them, because then that's a sad day.
What about music, if I use music in my film?
Well, they have to be, you can't use copyrighted, already used music. So there is...
Enforcement droids will come and get you.
Yes.
There are enforcement droids. We do have...
There's a website, which we have linked to on our website to get free music online. If you can
Creative
afford it.
Commons.
If you can afford it, go ahead and buy. You cannot.
They have a friend who's an aspiring musician.
Yeah.
Go for it. Give him a gig.
Yeah, give him a gig. Or her. Yes, or her. Go on Creative Commons. Yeah. All right. Brilliant. Great. So let's hand it off to Nikki. So we can move on to the next segment.
Okay, great. Well, actually, we are going to go ahead and take a look. Because I'm sure some of you are wondering, like, oh man, I'm super excited. What's the theme going to be? No worries. We're going to find out in a mere 25 minutes. Now, here's the thing, though. You've seen some of our videos, hopefully giving you some inspiration about what you might be filming. Up next, we actually have our own promotional video. That's right.
Oh, and this one is actually, it's
directed by me.
It's directed by Khadijah and co-written by Nikki and Khadijah.
Yes.
So if you don't like it, I had nothing to do.
That's not true. It's because Jen is totally in it.
But this is actually, and shout out to one of our judges, Daniel Sakai. He is the executive director of Crossings TV. Film Lab Presents, which is our television series. I think now it's 10th or 11th season. Shows on Crossings TV, and right now the film that Nikki and Khadijah co-wrote and that Khadijah directed, is airing nationally, so you can check it out on TV, as well as here. Oh, you're so lucky!
Yeah, and all and to see it on TV, all of the specific channels, you can find that on our website, film-lab.org. And yeah, we're really excited to show you. It's called 3 days, 5 minutes, one film. And yeah, excited to show you guys right now. Okay, give us a minute to shoot it over to you guys.
For another earthquake?
Earthquake!
We're down this way.
Scary.
This was a lot of fun to shoot.
Yes, very fun.
Steve!
Sorry, guys.
What time is it? Steve, can we borrow Cinnamon? You want to borrow my cat? Yeah. When? Now? How could you? And under the auspices of that ignorance? Ignominium?
Can you do a French accent? You can do a French accent, right? It's a
Jen!
Oh no. Use one of these. Hi. How afraid are you?
Ignorance.
Ignominious.
Igneous.
Ignominious.
That's great, guys. Has anyone seen Cinnamon?
Woo!
Yay! Promo.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet, which is what your videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, legend has it, we still haven't found Cinnamon.
No animals were harmed in the making of that film. And no children under the age of 15 were harmed.
That's right.
We can't say anything for 16 and above.
Yeah, those guys are fair game.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So basically, the promo video is about, just catching the essence of what 72-hour shootout is, and like how people making a funny joke at like how realistic and how to the ground this whole competition is like, and just like having fun at the same time. So like I think the biggest note or advice to give to you guys is have fun and keep it simple. Don't go overboard, and so that you don't feel overwhelmed. And yeah, we're really excited to see what you guys have. Go ahead.
Actually, I just want to make a quick announcement. Actually, and this is pretty important. Through our Facebook page for the Shootouts Facebook page, I'm just going to read this verbatim. Several filmmakers have actually messaged us to let us know that they have verbal agreements from the union allowing them to participate. If any of them are willing, please message Brian Kim, who is on the Facebook page, or post here to provide more information. We want to make sure that you guys have all the resources you need and are able to use the actors that you want to use. Of course, helping your fellow filmmakers, it's always smiled upon. We have asked the union to provide waivers. However, we've been told that film competitions can no longer get blanket waivers, and it's on an individual basis, and people must call and ask the union in order to get permission. Just want to go ahead and let you guys know about that, because I think it's we've received quite a few messages about this particular topic, and it's something we're working on.
But it's on the FAQ page.
It's on the FAQ page, so take a look and give your reps a ring. It's important that they hear your voice and what it is you want and need.
Great. And we're back to another video. Second to last video, guys. Don't worry. No more earthquakes.
Oh, except for this one.
Except for this one and the last one.
Hey, I'm Jay Painter. I'm one of the founders and the artistic director of Face Off Unlimited.
Hi, my name's Arielle. I'm one of the judges in the 72 Hours of Shootout.
Hey, I'm Luke Blue. I'm a juror for this year's 72-hour shootout.
Hi, filmmakers. I'm Janice Estrada Cardoso here.
I'm Aaron Ho, and I'm excited to be a judge in this year's 72-hour shootout.
I'm Daniel Sakai. I'm the president at Crossings TV, and I am so excited and so grateful to get to be a judge for this year's shootout competition again.
Everything we do is based on the concept of collaborative creation.
I really, really believe in support in what the Film Lab is doing in bringing more diversity to filmmaking, into arts, into entertainment. It's something that we need so much more of today.
And a word of advice is when you're going out to shoot your films is make sure to ask yourself, why are you the only person that can make this film?
Every great piece of work has four things. It has simple stories, complex characters, universal themes, and a unique world.
I know you only get 72 hours to make this film, and it's not a whole lot of time, but really take time and think about that theme and what it means to you, what you want to say about it, what you want to convey about it, what's your concept, your idea about it, and just really, put yourself into it.
And remember, chances are you're going to be your harshest critic, or your mom. But that doesn't matter because she's already mad you're not a doctor. So just go for it.
We're just so happy to be a part of it.
Best of luck, and I'll see you guys soon.
We are thrilled to see what you're going to put together. Good luck.
Asian Americans have fought for and died on this soil since the War of 1812. But whether our families got here in 1812 or 2012, it doesn't matter. This is our home, we belong here, and we should not and do not need to ask anyone's permission to be seen or heard.
It's so inspirational. So inspirational.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. Amazing. Come on, Nikki.
Good boy.
So yeah.
He's not a good boy.
No, that's not how it works.
We've already started drinking.
That last video was just the 2019 judges for the shootout this year, and yeah, their words of inspiration are very, very important and very positive. We want you guys to do amazing jobs, and yeah, we're just really proud of this whole process, and we're proud of you guys for even participating.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say too, as an artist myself and somebody who has been to auditions or have done competitions, you've heard from your judges' mouths that they want you to perform. They want you to do the best you can. They want you to succeed. Everyone here is in your corner because ultimately, and as cheesy as this sounds, just by participating in the shootout, like everyone wins. Mm-hmm. The goal of the shootout is again to promote diversity, to make sure that more voices are heard, and the simple act of coming out, showcasing your talents, letting people know that there are artists of different colors and races and creeds. Just by doing that, you are already, in essence, winning. For the actual competition itself, again, you make their jobs easier just by, how do I say this? It's like they want you to succeed, ultimately. They want you to succeed. So please, do your best. Whatever you come up with, the next 72 hours, you're going to walk away with something we hope will be super memorable and something that you can be proud of.
All right, we're going to shoot over to
Sweet.
Jennifer.
And I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the prizes. I know that, but there are amazing prizes. Because one of the things that we really try to do with this competition is make sure that it's not just making a film, and I didn't hesitate to say just making a film, because making a film by itself is an amazing feat. So just going through this experience of making your own film is going to be an incredible thing just by itself. And then for obviously the top 10 get to get screened at the Asian American International Film Festival. It's an amazing experience to walk that red carpet, to see your film on the big screen. It's so exciting. But what else? It's not enough for us. We want more for you guys. We want to make sure that you get put on tons of platforms all over the place. So the top 40 to 50, we will roll out on AAFL TV. We'll also televise them on Film Lab Presents, which is aired across the country. We've had shows that have reached 1.1 million viewers, so it's no joke. It's pretty cool. We were actually the recipient of a Nielsen Foundation grant, so it's pretty exciting stuff. So, you'll get televised, you may get screened at a festival, you get this great experience, you get to network. But there's more. I feel like I'm in an infomercial. Our judges are amazing. So we ask all of our judges, we do not pay them. They're doing this completely as volunteers, and they're doing it because they really care about representation in media, and they really want to find new talent. So the winners of Best Actor and Actress really luck out. They get to meet and possibly do a screen test with Marcy Phillips, who is the Executive Director of Casting at ABC. And they get a mentorship from Candice Cardoso, who heads up the talent program for NBC Universal Talent Inclusion Program, which is pretty amazing. I know that last year it was a tie. 2 women both tied for Best Actress, and I know one of them was cast by Candice in a reading recently. So, this is really exciting stuff that goes on for a while. We have a bunch of cool prizes. The writers are getting pretty amazing. The writers are doing really well this year. I actually don't have the passcode for this, and the person whose phone it is has left, so I'm going to have to just try to remember. But we have 2 judges, one of whom has written for Cougar Town, among other things, one of whom has written for The Blacklist. They will both be providing mentorships. Last year, our own amazing Cheryl Davis, who now heads up our Unfinished Works program, provided mentorships. And actually, one of the recipients was so pleased. He submitted a video about how great his experience was with Cheryl. She's a wonderful person and a wonderful writer and a wonderful mentor. Let's see, but I think that these are up now, so I can actually see them. So the grand prize, Best Director and Best Writer winners will receive one-on-one mentorships from Grace Moss. Grace has submitted a video for us, and we've interviewed her several times, and she is one of the key NBC executives with the NBC Universal Talent Inclusion Program for writers and for directors. So this is a tremendous, tremendous opportunity. She's an amazing woman, very committed to representation. So hurrah. How do you scroll down on this? Let's see here. And the best writer is also, best writer is writing a ton of stuff, which is basically, if you're the best writer, you just have mentorships up the wazoo, like good for you. Yeah, it's amazing. The winner of Best Cinematography is going to win a mentorship award from filmmaker Arielle, which is also really, really exciting. And then Best Editor, Director, Cinematographer, and Most Original Use of Theme winners will receive a one-on-one mentorship from Daniel Sakai, who is the Executive Director of Crossings Television. So that's a pretty wild, cool thing. Best Actor will also win a one-on-one with Arielle, who is the Producing Artistic Director at the Tank Theater in New York. And both Nikki and Khadijah actually have been kind of the recipient of a little bit of mentorship from Arielle, and they could talk about that a little if they would like to. Would you guys like to?
Sure.
I mean, I just want to give a shout out to Arielle, just because he has been an amazing mentor for me. Speaking from my own personal experience, I met Arielle in fact, did you guys know that Arielle is how I got involved in Film Lab in the first place? Was because I met with him just to have a cup of coffee and kind of chat about being an Asian American artist here in New York. And he has been so kind and so helpful in terms of connecting me with people in the city. And in fact, when he heard that the Film Lab was actually doing their first theatrical production,
Immigrants Weirder Than They Are Us.
Immigrants Weird, written by the lovely Cheryl Davis. Arielle actually recommended me as an actor to the Film Lab.
And we tried to say no, but he
I know, I stuck in. That is how persuasive Arielle is. That's the kind of pull that man has. Just a great all-around human being, a wonderful friend and mentor. Anyone who has him as a mentor, I think would be very, very lucky.
All right, cool. Well, so there's more prizes. There's more, and there's more. Seriously, I'm doing an infomercial. Yeah. Oh dear God. All right. So there's also cash. Yay. So we want to thank both Edwin Wong and Bridging Cultures 101, who are some of our amazing sponsors who return year after year to promote our filmmakers. So Best Director is getting a cash prize of $100. Most Original Theme is getting a cash prize of $100. Best Cinematographer will win a $260 valued pack of 4 VIP tickets to Basu. If you don't know it, this I know.
Nikki can't explain either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to explain?
Yeah. Give a shout out.
Let me tell you, it involves Sakai and ninjas.
Yes. We're not gonna spoil the rest of it, but Basu is this incredible show hosted by my friends over at Face Off Unlimited. Basu is a Japanese style
game show. I believe, in fact, it's Japanese. The Japanese word for punishment.
Ow!
Ow! That's right. But you're going to be screaming "yay" because Basu is an incredible show. They run. Oh man, they run a lot of shows. I think it's like 9 shows a week. Oh, like 6. Oh, hello. Oh, whoa, whoa. Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Shows. A lot.
they do a lot of shows. Yeah, I was gonna look down. They do a lot of shows, and basically, it's a game. It's an improv game show in which the contestants, they get up there, they make you laugh, and anyone who loses, if any of the contestants lose, they get punished. That's right. It sounds a lot way more serious than it really is. I saw a man. I'm not gonna spoil it. I saw a man get tasered on stage. I know. In addition to that, of course, they have an incredible Japanese restaurant as part of the experience. You're going to get sake, you're going to get ninjas, you're going to get flying fists and a lot of laughs. So, it's true, it's true.
It's true. We're going to put this on Nikki's commercial reel.
That's right. Basu, please check them out. If you do yourself a favor and check out the show.
And we got 2 more questions. So somebody asked children, what about using people under the age of 18? Okay, so the Shootout doesn't allow you to bypass state or federal child labor laws. Be careful. In terms of using children as actors or under 18s as actors, there is a form. We keep referring to these forms on the website. 2 links, download them, please download them, fill them out. And one is specifically for the use of minors. You have to have the parent or guardian, you have to have permission. Be on the up and up, be a good person. Second is animals. We love animals, so no animal, you can use animals, but you may not harm them. And if there is any sort of idea that there's any abuse of children or animals, obviously you will be disqualified. So please don't do that. Be nice to everybody. We love everybody. Compassion, yay. Okay, so those 2 questions. Khadijah thinks I'm very funny. Maybe we'll put this on both of these and my commercial reel. All right, and then finally, we have one special prize category that is brand new this year. I am so excited. Film Lab is partnering with the New York Women in Film and Television, otherwise known as NYWIFT. And we have created, with their help and their sponsorship, a special new prize category. And that is for Outstanding Female Content Creator. Pretty exciting. So the winner will receive a 1-year complimentary membership to NYWIFT, which is pretty awesome. They have they have events throughout the year. They have mentorship events. They have networking events. Actually, Cheryl, you're a member, right?
I am indeed.
Yeah. Do you want to tell people a little bit about NYWIFT? Oh, and in addition to that, you will also be getting a goodie swag bag from NYWIFT, and I'm a little bummed out because I want this, but you are gonna get it.
And I am a stone cold adorer of swag. And you will get me to any function by saying, Cheryl, there's a goodie bag.
We gave her a goodie bag to get her here, actually.
Totally. But I am a proud member of NYWIFT, both as a TV writer and as an attorney. And one of the great things about NYWIFT is they have these panels, they have these events where you can get to not just learn things from women who are speaking on a particular topic, but you can get to meet fellow women who are in film and TV. And there are networking events. There are websites. There are people that you can get to meet and work with. And this is really, people prefer the old boys network. What NYWIFT can help do is create a old and young women's network. And that's, we're in the entertainment industry. We know that a lot of it is in who you know. You want to get to know as many people as possible. I heard at a function I was at where a woman creator said that what she viewed her role as when she got herself in the door is to leave the door open, a little bit ajar, so the next person could walk through. And NYWIFT can help you be on both sides of the door in that way. So yay, NYWIFT.
Yeah. Woo! Our transitions are seamless. Seamless transitions ever. Yeah, but that is one really important thing to think about, in terms of just the sort of the way things are set up. The media and entertainment industry is extremely competitive. And regardless of gender and race, it's just competitive, right? It's pretty cutthroat. But then when you add in gender and race, there can be a lot of tension and a lot of stress, you know, like, how did Constance Wu get that role? Like, I should have gotten it. But why is it Constance Wu? You know, why are you focusing only on the Asian person? So one really important thing about Film Lab and about Shootout is to try to create and encourage collaboration. Because together, as cheesy as it may sound, together we are much stronger. So it's really important to collaborate, to support one another, to help one another. And that's kind of a wonderful thing that I love about the Shootout every year at the premiere, is that all these filmmakers are there. Nobody's sure if they made top 10 or not, but they're there. They're there to support. Whether or not their film shows on the screen or not, they are supporting their fellow filmmakers. They're screaming for them, and they're just glad for all of us to get our stories out there, because a win for one of us, truly, it's a win for all of us. Yeah. All right, we have like 4 minutes till the announcement. So start joining me. And I know we have champagne. We have champagne that we are totally going to share with any of you that can reach through the
virtual champagne.
Maybe pop in some emojis.
And we can grab, send us some emojis. Tell us what you're thinking. If you have any other questions, these are your last 3 minutes. These are your last 3 minutes to ask us any questions you might have. Because again, as Nikki said earlier, and as Khadijah said, starting after our announcement of the theme, we will go dark, meaning we will not be saying a word to you guys. We'll be posting, but we will be posting, you know, non-specific to you stuff, and we will not be answering your questions. And the reason for that is that we want a fair. Woo! The champagne popped.
The champagne popped.
A lot of.
The champagne's excited.
Premature champagne.
I think the champagne needs some medication.
See, that's why you don't undo the twist.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay, well, the champagne got excited a little bit early. Sometimes it happens. It's okay.
It happens to everyone.
Sorry for your ears.
Yeah, we're so sorry.
Oh, sorry.
It was loud in the room.
Oh,
too.
no. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
really
we jumped as well.
We all jumped. All right. So, anyways, well, we'll have champagne in a moment. Fantastic. You know, so I will tell you guys, probably we're not going to do this now.
Yeah.
So we also had confetti that we were going to do, which I did not read. So, you know, here I am telling you guys to read the rules.
Again, it's live.
Yeah. It says for outdoor use only. So. Maybe we will not do this. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Wonderful.
Actually, I do have a question
Yes,
for anyone.
Less than 2
Well,
minutes.
I mean, I was just gonna throw it out there because, like, let's just say we all, you know, we submit our films. We're so excited. Jen, can anyone come to our screenings on July 27th?
Yes.
That's right. If you are here in New York City, if you're traveling from abroad, please come by and check it out. Details about our time. We're for sure on the 27th, which I believe is a Saturday.
Yes.
It's definitely on a Saturday, presumably around noon or so. Please come by and check out the top 10 screenings and stay for the rest of the festival. Asian Cinevision has a ton of other really cool things. You want to support filmmakers.
Yeah, all week for.
And we have an after party after.
And we have an after party. We have a wrap party after is around 6, going straight from the screening to the wrap party. And it's going to be fun. Everyone's going to be celebrating. Mm-hmm. Everyone's going to know what they've won. Well, not everyone, but, you know. Enjoying the festivities and just being happy that they competed. And if you need an editor, there is ieditcreations.com.
And there's a lot of editors.
Yeah.
There's so we have a resources page on film-lab.org. Just go to the resources page. We've got
actors and editors, sound,
all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
But now
it will be really awesome. So no,
now.
Are we down to
less
last
than
minute?
a minute.
Still have 1
Let's
minute.
just
less than a minute.
Yeah. So. One other
Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The jaws that bite.
One other thing just to note is that so after the screening, so the screening is the chance to see all these great films, to support all these incredible above and below the line talent of all colors from all over the world. So please come to the screening, check it out. It's really awesome. It's really fun. The excitement is tangible, and then you can see who won the top 10.
I'm curious.
There's a question.
Right.
Oh, there's a question.
What is the hashtag for the competition?
Hashtag 72-hour shootout.
Boom.
Hashtag
72HRSO.
HRSO. Yeah.
Yes. And now, guys.
Let's just do it together.
All right, I'll hold the envelope.
And Nikki and I will present.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, your 2019 Shootout theme is.
Woo! Is balancing act.
Balancing act. The theme of the 2019 72-hour shootout is backwards on your feet. Sorry. It's balancing act.
Balancing act.
It is balancing act.
I don't know if that helps.
So,